Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, unlearning a love, serving food for what those store, rising as a read and it, Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
All right, Grand Rising. What's going on, family? What's going on? Glad to be here with you this morning. Let's get you guys situated. Oh, what a day. You know, they always say when tech acts funny, you got something important to say and it's something you want to share with the people. So I guess today is a day of something important to share with the people because it's acting funny. It is acting funny. So, you know, it is Paid For Friday. I am your host, Alan Ruby. Oh, okay, we had a new look. Hold on, she done changed something. Okay, I caught that now. So, Miss Ruby will be here shortly. She's back on the scene. And guys, I want you guys to really pay attention. You know, we always talk to you guys about custody and holding your own stuff. And there's a lot of things happening. And you know, I wasn't mindful of what's going on. There's a shift happening in a lot of the financial systems, and you know, I was so busy working on custody and make sure I have what I'm supposed to have. I missed certain shifts, but I want you to understand. Understanding custody is a priority because you think you have something, you think you own it, but not realizing you're not a custodian. You have a promissory note. And a promissory note necessarily doesn't have to be given to you. Because if they continue with the things that are happening, if the government continues to keep moving things the way they're doing and operating the way they're operating, as you're going to see coming forward, you're going to realize you're going to have to really lock down what you have and be in control of what you have. Truly be in a space of being the true custodian of what you own and what you claim to own. And things are shifting very quickly. So I'm gonna jump right into the video, and then right after that, Ms. Ruby should probably will be in the space. Okay? Hold on to your seats, and like I always tell you guys, bring pen and paper to the table because guess what? There's something you're gonna glean that you're gonna need to use today. So, like I said, Grand Rising, and here we go.
Activating extraordinary powers over materials it calls critical to national security. And if you own gold or silver because you want assets outside of the system, then you need to hear this. Because the thing about critical national security is that once something gets that label, the rules around who can buy it, who can sell it, and who can keep it can change fast. And we know this because it's already happened with gold. Picture this. It's 1933 in the United States. Now, you've done everything right. You see that the banks are failing all around you, and you don't trust the dollar. So you do exactly what you're legally allowed to do. You take your cash and exchange it for physical gold. Except what happened? when something you own suddenly becomes something the government needs. Right now, the US government is quietly activating extraordinary powers over materials it calls critical to national security. And if you own gold or silver because you want assets outside of the system, then you need to hear this. Because the thing about critical national security is that once something gets that label, the rules around who can buy it, who can sell it, and who can keep it can change fast. And we know this because it's already happened with gold. Picture this. It's 1933 in the United States. Now, you've done everything right. You see that the banks are failing all around you, and you don't trust the dollar. So you do exactly what you're legally allowed to do. You take your cash and exchange it for physical gold. Except the government has a problem. They want to print more and they can't create more currency because it's tied to gold they don't have. So now the government wants the exact thing that you're sitting on. They want your gold. So President Roosevelt, he signs Executive Order 6102. And just like that, American citizens were forced to turn over their gold bullion, rare and unusual coins were exempt, in exchange for dollars. And this was not a request, it was an order under the threat of fines or jail time. But once that gold was in the government's hands, what did they do? They revalued it. They raised the price, devaluing the dollars that you now held against it. But it wasn't just gold. They came for silver too. Make no mistake, the next year in 1934, Executive Order 6814, they required silver holders to turn over their silver. Now, foreign and domestic coins were exempt, but if you had silver of a certain purity, to the US Mint, it went. And they didn't make it illegal the way that they did with gold, but still, at the end of the day, what it showed us is a pattern. When economic pressure mounts and governments need something, they will pull whatever lever they have available to them to make sure they get it. And to be clear, I'm not saying that they're confiscating gold and silver today, but I am saying that what happened in 1933 could easily happen again. And it's especially eerie when you start to see signals that make you pause. So what exactly are those signals that are happening today? What does it tell us about what's coming next? And what does it mean for you? In case you missed it, on July 20th, President Trump signed an executive order to secure America's supply of critical minerals. And on the surface, that makes sense. The US relies heavily on other countries for the raw materials that are required for much of our military equipment, weapons, even the technology that you're using right now to watch this video. And if something were to disrupt these supply chains, say geopolitically or war or otherwise, well, the US were stuck. So it makes sense that the government's saying, hey, we want to know where exactly these raw materials are coming from so we can also identify any vulnerabilities. Sounds great. But then just 10 days later, a second order comes out, which is what made me pause. This time, the government made a formal determination under the Defense Protection Act, a law that essentially lets the government take priority over materials when they decide that national defense needs them more than you do. And this is where my antenna started to go up, because inside this order, it clearly acknowledges that there might not be enough materials to go around, not enough for the government and for civilians. And should that be the case, it's very clear in the law who would win that battle. And this isn't just some theory or groundwork that's being laid, it's already being put into practice. Just last week, certain scrap metal and battery waste black mass was blocked from leaving the country for at least a year. These are materials that used to run through private markets that no longer now can be exported. So if we walk through the timeline, we've gone from wanting to know where these materials are coming from to there might not be enough, to national security gets priority, to actually limiting private markets, all in the matter of just a few weeks. And listen, I know scrap material and battery waste doesn't impact you directly, but it's not about the materials themselves that are being blocked today. It's about the precedent and the pattern recognition of what this could mean for you personally. Look at World War II. When America's industry was booming, Americans wanted cars, but cars required rubber for the tires. And from the war, we weren't getting any rubber exports. So what happened? Well, the nationalization of rubber, meaning that all rubber had to go to national defense. Not only that, there were plenty of other items, companies, mills, different types of businesses that were nationalized and made so because the government decreed it to be the case. And you might be saying to yourself, okay, Taylor, I hear you, but we're not in World War II. But just because we are in World War II with tanks right now doesn't mean that there aren't multiple silent wars happening at once. We are in, make no doubt about it, a technology arms race. We are in a global power struggle to continue to be the global reserve currency. And we're in a critical mineral standoff, a standoff that could quite literally determine who the next global superpower is. And in the middle of all of that sits gold and silver. So let's talk about what specifically these orders mean for you and your personal gold and silver. Because here's the thing, not all gold and silver is equal. In fact, most people I talk to on a daily basis who think they own gold do not. What they own is a claim, a piece of paper. We're talking about, let's say, gold ETFs, which I get. They're liquid, they're easy, but I always challenge people and ask them, why did you buy gold in the first place? And if they say price exposure, I say great, because you are going to get that with a gold ETF. But if they say that they are worried about dollar devaluation, counterparty risk, government overreach, digital dollar, well, then immediately I challenge them. Let me ask you this. If tomorrow the government decided that for a national security purpose, it needed to confiscate, to nationalize the gold, the silver, where do you think they're going to go first? Where they are going to go first is going to be gold bullion that's already centralized, tracked in one location, okay? They are going to want to do something where they can grab as much as possible at scale. And if they nationalize these gold ETF companies, well, good luck getting your physical gold or your physical silver at the end of the day. You're going to get a cash payout. And just like what happened to citizens in 1933, it's not cash that you're going to want at that point in time. It's like if you handed your coat over to a coat check attendant, suddenly the building needed all the coats. Great, you have your ticket, you have a claim. They might even pay you out for the coat. But at the end of the day, if there's a blizzard outside and you need to get home, you're really going to wish you had your coat. Now imagine that, except multiply it times 1,000, because we're talking about your financial security, the rest of your life, your retirement, generational wealth that maybe you want to leave to your family, all gone in the blink of an eye. At the end of the day, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. That is the bottom line. And I'm going to ask you one more question, okay? If you look at central banks who have buying gold, right, in record quantities over the last few years, are they buying gold ETFs? The answer is no. What are they buying? They're buying physical gold. Why? Because they understand this. They don't want any counterparty risk. They don't want it tied to the dollar system, the fiat currency system that we have today. They want the real deal for what's coming next. They see the writing at the wall, on the wall, and they're positioning now so that they are prepared for what's coming next. This is why the types of gold and silver you have, as well as how you own it, matter so much, as well as who you work with. Because if you just go out and buy gold and silver, yes, everyone should do that. Of course, I believe everyone should own physical gold and silver. But depending on what you're preparing for, how you prepare is just as important. And a big part of that is who you work with. Which, to that point, if you have any questions, you can always call us at ITM Trading. But if you're still not convinced, right, that this risk is accelerating, well, let me bring up one more piece of the puzzle, something that did not get nearly as much coverage as it should have. Earlier this year, the Trump administration made a promise to double our efforts on mining infrastructure. He's trying to double the mining infrastructure in the United States in a short period of time, including a direct investment into mining schools. Okay, now that on its own doesn't say anything, but if you take that in tandem with all of these orders that are going on and everything else that's happening, this is a clear government coordinated operation that's happening on multiple fronts. And no, it's not just about gold and silver. Critical minerals are real, and we don't have the refining capabilities right now in the United States. We are losing that race, and we need to make a big change fast. In fact, I don't know if we even have the time to make it, which is when I start thinking about, okay, well, what happens if we need to spend even more increase the debt even more. At what point is there an actual reset? At what point does the government say, we are going back to the basics and we're calling in the gold and silver? Okay. That's when you're going to want to make sure you have the right kind of gold and silver and that you're protected outside of the system. And speaking of the system, this is a perfect segue for me to share something very exciting with you. If you have not heard already, I am pumped to share that I will be doing another live webinar. If you have attended one before, you know how great they are because, again, they're 100% live. And this one, I think you're really going to like. It is on bank risk. This is going to be on Tuesday, August 25th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, it is completely free because I believe everyone should have access to this information. We're going to be covering the rules that they changed that they don't want you to know about, the current triggers that I'm watching, and what it means for your deposit. So make sure you register to save your seat. Again, it's free, but you want to reserve your seat before space runs out. It is going to be called, again, the next bank failure. You don't want to miss this. So please register now. It will be 100% live, including a Q&A. So bring your questions along. You can do so by scanning the QR code, or there's a link down below in the description where you can also register to attend. And physical gold and silver, make no mistake about it, but we do so much more than that. We help people position for what is coming next with a strategy designed to help you protect your wealth, right, against your greatest fears, because there are a lot of valid concerns out there. And what we're seeing, things are happening quickly. So
Hey, Mr. Thomas, Grand Rising, everybody. That was phenomenal.
Welcome back, young
Wow.
lady. Welcome back.
I know y'all be like, why y'all so focused on gold and silver? All right, so we're going to get into this conversation. How y'all doing, Grand Rising? Y'all know we do this because we love you and we want you guys to be prepared. The world is shifting in so many strange and amazing ways. You know, and most of the times people here where we live on the ground don't have these conversations.
No, they
So
don't.
that's why Breakfast with the Thomases is the new family's table where we are going to get into your generational wealth conversation, how to make it real from where you stand. Okay. We don't just come with conversations, we come with results. So I'm excited because we don't just talk about gold and silver. We talk about crypto. We talk about alternative finance. We talk about land. We talk about everything that you have access to.
You know, one of the things that really get me, you know, when I was listening to this, I was just like, they're not telling anybody. This hasn't hit the news network. This ain't even hit.
Did y'all get the memo?
This ain't hit none of that little social media stuff that people claim. Oh yeah, they got all of it on social media. Nothing has been on any social media, news radar, NPR, any
These
of the
are not common
podcasts. That's not common
conversations.
conversation.
This is not what's really happening on the background, which is why I'm really excited that we use this platform. We use not just our platform, but we use other platforms that give you more guided information about where to get your research, where to look and see where all this is for real. I don't research, you know, I don't do research off the top of my head. I don't make assumptions. I like to have facts and figures. If the government is changing something, I need to see it in writing. And so when someone says, okay, go to fed da 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 da, go to gov da 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 da, I'm there. I'm checking. You
want to check on these changes? I'm not going to tell you the executive order, but look at Donald Trump, July 20th news bulletin.
Okay, perfect. Now you've got some information to go on, but don't believe that the news bulletin doesn't follow up with actual law and policy. Yes. You just go to us.gov and look it up after you get that information. Yes. See, I told you it's Pay It Forward Friday. You're going to get a masterclass. And if you don't follow the instructions, then you broken poor and going to stay that way on you, not me. Because if you ask God for something, you say, God, please give me something. And then you find this show by accident, or what seems to be accident, and you don't get that you were sent here to get this word so you could go do your homework.
Yes, indeed.
And then you were given a community to come back to, because P2G just doesn't meet. We're part of where this is created by P2G. Breakfast with the Thomases is sponsored by P2G Networks, which is our education program. We ain't out here playing, baby, because we don't have time for that.
Nope.
Y'all get it? Ain't nobody got time to be sitting on conversations we've been talking about forever. Y'all know financial literacy is what's missing. How many of y'all went out there and started putting it together? You get where I'm coming from? So we're going to leave the conversation and get into the application. Now, with that, there was something that she mentioned about, she showed the last clip about Donald Trump pushing doubling the efforts for mining in his last 2 years and mining education. So did you know that didn't come off the top of his dome?
No, we did not.
He is copying African nations. Because the African nations, and I love it because I have we just put it on about 6 months ago. There's a brother out there that we catch occasionally where he talks about situation the real situations going on with the African diaspora and growth.
It's called African society.
Let me share something with you. He told us almost 9 months ago that the biggest missing that the African countries realize is that people come there to mine their country and don't educate. And they hire people. They hire their people at dirt prices. But sustainable, you know what I'm saying, where they're at. But they never teach mining in that country. So the people who live there, y'all catching on? The people who live there they're constantly laborers. Exactly. And they're getting their land mined out without the ability to do it for themselves. They've become aware and they are now on game. What are you doing about it? Trump and his people have figured out that that's the missing for America. Because we don't refine anything.
Nope,
we dig everything out. Y'all don't get how gold and silver works.
It's outsourced.
You got mining companies. You got mines here. Everybody talked about the big old, the Yellowstone, and you got the gold level, all of that. Gotta ask a question. Where was that refined and turned into these beautiful coins that we have? The transferable matter, the bars that we have. Where does that get done? Because when it comes out the ground, it is not usable yet.
The only thing we do in America is iron ore. That is the only thing, and you can track it for the last 120 years. That's all we do here, iron ore.
So, Trump has figured out, now, you know what it sounds like? Sound like a Rockefeller to me.
Sound like a Rockefeller.
Oh, yeah, he about to turn y'all into a bunch of mining geniuses. Because that's what your new kid, that's the new education for your new children. That's what the education system is going to go to. So why did I say Rockefeller? Because going back to the history of Rockefeller stated out of his own mouth, we are not here to educate the masses to become businessmen or independent entrepreneurs.
It wasn't
the education system.
It was the head of state. It was his head of state.
Okay, it was Rockefeller who funded this plan. Just to let you know, go look it up. Please do. Rockefeller's own words were that we are not here to educate the masses to become business owners and entrepreneurs and independents. We are here to educate the masses to be good workers, to be competent workers. See, because what happens was slaves didn't have education, so the actual ability for their work progression as time changed industry, that was limited. Slaves were not allowed to have education, and they were the movement of the country. They knew how to do the basic things. You could teach them like an animal. I'm not agreeing, but that was how it went. But animals then had to be refined as time and technology took on. And we've had technology through tech. Basically, that's it. Machinery.
They domesticated the slave.
Now, this bottom line is you had to give them some education because now we had to up our industries. And who was going to cover those? Who was going to work those?
From field to factory, girl.
Come on, y'all.
From field to factory, call it what it is.
You better pay attention to your history because you're going to repeat it if you don't pay attention. Why are we talking about this, family? Why are we talking about it?
Because it's happening right now in front of your face and you're not.
Your babies are being prepared for this. Your grandbabies, your nieces, your nephews. Yes, your jobs. Y'all are becoming afraid of something that you should be mastering right now. Slaves used to cry. They used to stay up after long days of work in the night with a candle to learn and teach themselves to read. You have this idiot box. You turned dynamic, super powered phone, which is a computer, literally a supercomputer in your pocket, into a new toy, in an idiot box. When it has infinite power and they gave it to you, they keep giving it to you at a cheap price. Why? Because they know that the masses are not paying attention, and that they can influence you into what you need just by distracting you long enough.
30-second clicks.
Well, I'm gonna share something with you. This show is a 1 hour. If you can't hang out, then you belong in the broke crowd. If you can't hang out for an hour just listening and getting something that'll take you to the next level, you're probably doomed to be broke.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't like that word. I don't want you hanging out here. I want you here gleaning and gathering and taking information and going back and using it. Because if you're hanging out, you can sit there, you can sit back, drink coffee, and just listen until it goes right over your ear. You know, my wife used to tell me this all the time, and people, when I first started in business, she would say, it's good to be the clapping monkey in the room. Be the clapping monkey in the room.
You agree with everything. You say, you go, girl. That looks great. My question is have you joined the movement?
Move something.
Have you joined the movement? Are you in your finances looking at things from a different perspective? Are you taking what you learned from the ear to the paper and then putting that paper into your life? No, if you're not doing it, I can't help you. I'm not here to save nobody.
Don't save you.
This ain't an X on my chest. This is my show. This right here is my business. What's yours?
And when y'all ready to get your shirts,
why the camera so high? I don't understand it. Why the camera so high?
Okay, I've never taller than you are.
Oh, he is taller than me. I'm trying to fix this camera because y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see that this is not just a show. It's a conversation at the breakfast table. It's the stuff y'all not talking to your family about. And right now, some of y'all like, they don't listen to me. You better say it till somebody hears.
And then show it.
Say it. Yes, thank you. Don't just sit here and talk about it. They got to see you coming. They got to see it coming. That's why we about to have a conversation. Some of y'all ain't been paying attention. Now, for everybody who's been on the show, if this is your first time, I'm gonna give you the rules right now. First rule of financial literacy, because that's what P2G teaches, digital financial literacy. One of Miss Ruby's top rules is you have to save.
Yes, you do.
First thing, Miss Ruby, here she go. Got you. Here she go again. I ain't got no money. I'm gonna tell you right now, you got money. You just don't know what to do with it first. Your first thing. How many of y'all been saving since the summer came out? Y'all know we got here. It was May. Got out here in May. We was talking about class just finished. We got some people. We just taught some things. We put it down. We've been giving y'all bits and pieces every morning that we come in. You get a little more. And we teach you how to put some money aside. We give you the videos that explains how saving first, just a small amount on a reoccurring process. Guess what? It needs to change. But we don't teach you that. We teach you to save in assets, specifically Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is simple. You can get to it quick. It's a consistent asset, and it's long term. People go, but it's so volatile. Look, you're checking the pulse to see what happens. Stop crying. $5 ain't breaking your bank.
First of all, I think it's really funny because some of you guys walk around with high blood pressure, going crazy. Numbers are going through the roof, dropping down. Y'all ain't stopped to change nothing. But you tell you about something that could actually change the way you operate yourself on a daily basis. You want to find faults in it before you actually go.
Okay, wait. I never assume that, and I don't have those conversations.
Okay, maybe.
The bottom line is you got excuses you've been holding on to.
That's the word I should use.
You have excuses you've been holding on to, so you don't practice the right systems. You don't even change the system that's been hurting you over time. That's what Mr. Thomas is talking about. What we're here to do is look, y'all can watch all the shows y'all want. Go to P2G Networks, TV on YouTube, and go watch the old shows and see what we've been saying. You ain't even got to watch the whole shows. The beautiful part about it is that when you get there, you're going to get a different conversation that the people around you are not having. The one that actually answered the problem, not keeps talking about it. The question is will you be smart enough to actually take action in your life for yourself and move something and test the waters? Because I'll tell you right now, everybody who did what I said is loving Bitcoin right now. Oh, y'all loving Bitcoin
Mm-hmm.
because we explained to you what to do with Bitcoin. Most of y'all didn't do it. We told you, go get a Cash App, say $5. Put it on automatic. As soon as you get some money in there, it go over. Every time you get some money in there, $5 go over. Becomes Bitcoin. The app does it automatically. Put it on a schedule. Don't even think about it no more. Every time you get paid, you have Cash App pulls funds. Guess what? Cash App can pull whatever it's connected to. Y'all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to load your Cash App. It can say, okay, you want to buy this much. It's got pre-authorization from you to do that. But see, the problem is that you all look at your money first and you decided, oh, man, y'all didn't get your money before you started making decisions. Y'all get that? That's how you need to be about saving. And not just saving, but saving assets. We talked about gold and silver. Those are assets as well. Ms. Ruby, I don't have $67 or $60 or $70 to put into gold and silver right away, right now. Don't worry about it. I love that. Go get some Bitcoin. You'll have it soon. Go get an asset that'll help raise the amount to purchase the other asset you want.
Yep.
That literally gives you something. If your bank goes down and they can't get access, you don't have to worry. It's not in that system. If something happens, your house burns down, guess what melts and never lose value?
That's it.
Gold and silver. Y'all get that?
Gold melts.
Gold melts, silver melts,
It
but
just
it
stretches
never
out.
loses its value.
It stretches out flat.
Never. As a matter of fact, it refines down to a pure portion. Look,
Funny.
I'm just going to try to tell you something. It's time to do something different before you find out what you've been doing, ain't been paying, and it just becomes a liability. It's been a liability for all those years. You've been trained. Once again, Donald Trump is speaking the same language as Rockefeller when he paid for the education system.
Yep.
I hope y'all don't think the Board of Education has been around forever.
No,
It wasn't.
I got two questions about what he said about mining because I was really not tickled. I was more concerned because when he said teaching mining, did he mean teaching mining, physical mining, or did he mean teaching mining, crypto mining? Because
No.
he just did $2 million and
No.
$2 billion in assets.
He's looking to educate. Did you hear him say mining education? Mining and mining education. It is not crypto mining that he's trying to give you. He is not giving you crypto anything. That is the advantage over the dollar. Are you kidding me?
Mm.
He's never going to give you the advantage over the thing they control.
And they want to keep it moving.
That is where we come in. That is where you get your education at P2G Networks. Our university is amazing. We've been around for 8 years teaching people the very basics, allowing you to have at least we are the light in the dark, in the middle of the night, learning like the slaves coming out of oppression.
I want to thank you guys for being on. Breakfast with Thomases is on 7 different platforms now. I want to get it. We're talking to people around the world. In your neighborhood, next door. We're here. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitch, Clapper, Stereo. Thank you guys. Yo, brother,
you're
Ty.
on any of the platforms, we want to thank you for being on, and we hope that you're listening up. Hey, brother Ty, we see you there. Give me a ring. I owe you a call. Apologies, bro. It's been crazy since I got back. And by the way, I want to thank everyone. We got to talk now. Now it's time for us to sit down and have some conversation about what we said. So, about May, I'm gonna put this up. I like this. I like when we get to do some visuals with y'all. Y'all like the master class? I hope you like the master class. We're about to put up some numbers.
What we doing here?
Coin market cap, because we're gonna talk about what is going on and what y'all missing. What you missing, right? I tell you right now, you don't even know what you missing. Why I'm gonna tell this? Why we gonna tell this to you? A lot of y'all have been buying this stuff because somebody said so. My question is how many people are explaining it? So let's go. I got your cookies for you. There you go. Miss Ruby like to tell you better than she can show you better than she can tell you. That's how I do what I do.
Show what I'm showing.
Yeah, pretty much. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna get them in the right position. Y'all, we're gonna put ourselves below and put you up at the top. Can everybody see this? And if you ain't seeing this, I want you to listen close. Because I need you guys to realize that you see all these green marks on the edge.
Beautiful.
Y'all see them green marks on the edge? Anybody know what to do with that green on the edge?
Get it in.
See, because when this was red, we told you all find your coins.
Yep.
Find the coins to get into because this is coming. It happens this way every year. It does not scroll the other way, y'all. This isn't a blip in the market. You're seeing rises. Now let's take a look. We're going to look at Bitcoin. I'm going to give you a view. Hold on a second. Close that out. I'm going to give you a bit of a view. Look at just Bitcoin. Okay. Ooh, look. They can see it. I'm going to give you a view. We're at 24 hours. That's just today. Okay. 24 hours.
Go ahead.
It's looking like Bitcoin just did some serious numbers, right? Let's see about the last week. Got a question. Did Bitcoin just move today?
No.
Has everybody been tracking since a week ago?
At least.
How about a month? Let's take a month. Uh-oh. This is a month. I'm sorry, 1 year. My bad. We went too far. So we watched it go down. Everybody panicked to death, but not everybody.
Sell.
You all who have crypto was like, oh my God, look at the market. Until about a week ago. Anybody know what happened about a week ago? Ms. Thomas?
About a week ago, they had another meeting at the board. Oh, the G20. The G20 and G7 meetings were last week.
Yes, the people who decide the money.
Oh, I forgot for a second.
Worldwide. This isn't a blip because of news, baby. Blips because of news last about 3 good days. That's how long a blip works.
And if you don't know
what don't rise this high.
I'm sorry, we can't just drop G20, G7.
Yep, go ahead. Tell me what it is.
Those are the international, those are the countries with the largest GDP, gross national product, getting together to decide how the BSN is going to manage, which is Bank of International Settlements, how they're going to manage the money and how it's going to flow and where and who will be in charge of the centralized money.
Okay. Now with that, I want to just give you something. Do y'all know you all run at this line? Y'all are all running for the green line. If you would have been here in the red line weeks, right now you'd be selling instead of buying. You all are about to buy in because you believe something instead of knowing something. When do you come into class? How many of y'all going to show up on Wednesday before all this takes place? Because I know right now I'm just sorting out wallets and profits. I make money up or down. I learned that. I'm going to put a thing right out there. I learned that from Dennis Sennett. D. Sennett taught me that. He told me that we never lose in crypto.
Nope, we just take
your mentality is what loses. When you don't refine your education, your literacy, that's what loses. When you go chasing coins instead of systems that are already working to make you money on a regular, that's where you lost. Crypto never lost. The players did. We told you. They're not going to teach you how to mine crypto. That's the game. That's the one that killed the dollar. You crazy?
Yeah,
they ain't trying to teach you that.
Get you out of the system.
But where you going to go get that education? Well, you see the website at the bottom is P2G Networks because that's what sponsors this conversation you having. The one that opens your ears. My question is when you're going to continue to open your mind? We come together every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. It's the only free Zoom we have with any education in it. Everything else, you're going to pay for. Why? Because this ain't free. Freedom ain't free. Stop trying to get free on the cheap. It's going to cost you. You got to save. You got to be in the game.
$3.99 going to keep you on the poverty line.
First thing you do is educate yourself before you buy anything. Robert Kiyosaki said that. Y'all trust Kiyosaki, but where you going to get that information? I don't care if you go to me or him, get it. I don't care where you go get it. Make sure it's correct. I've been in the business, like I said, I've been retired since 2020. When it came in, I was supposed to go on a tour.
You're coming into year 8, come think of it.
Oh my God, it's crazy. 28, actually it's 2018 when we started. I hate to say it to y'all, I got out of the last job in 2020. Why? Because this was more important. Teaching this, building this, and our next step, which is our beautiful website that we're putting together so you guys don't have to wait for social media to get this. You don't have to wait for a class to happen so that you can start putting your finances together and tracking your value.
You don't have to wait for somebody else to tell you. You can see something that was sent directly to you.
Let me tell you something. Right now, if your bank said you don't have access to your money, it's game over. How you gonna get your bills? You fighting a losing cause because they got all the keys in the custody. You gave them that when you opened the account, but you didn't read the contract. Go ahead.
But that's what we started with the conversation for earlier this morning. Custody is everything. You know, there used to be a joke back in the 80s called custody is 9/10 of the law because that's when they were picking people up. Possession.
Yeah.
But it's still, you have it in your hand, you own it, you bought that.
You bought it.
We're back to that. We're back to that philosophy. You want to make sure that your finances, you got to custody it in your own possession.
Just because you heard it in the 80s doesn't mean that's when it started. Y'all don't even know how far back that goes.
Yeah, I don't.
It's crazy how far back that goes. And I'm gonna be really honest. It's first possession. Y'all get that? Very first possession. It's biblical. And some of y'all don't like to hear that. But we gotta change, we gotta start living our lives according to written word. And I'm not talking about the Bible, I'm talking about the law. Y'all don't know the rules. You think you know the rules because somebody told you. I was watching this one. Oh my God. I always try to educate myself on the ways other people are living around the world. Since we're moving, I definitely have to educate myself to this country because we're getting ready to move out. So I watch videos that share information about poverty, how this process is going, because our education system is built to fight that. We are truly the war on poverty. We're not playing it. We're being it. The movement is real, and you get to join just by go to P2G Network, sign up. The new website gives you when the new website opens up, and by the way, it's September, we're getting a date. I'm excited. The new website will open up, and you guys can just go in and register your accounts. You will, if you're in the old website, at least just as it's a free membership, so calm down. All right, it's a free website membership. Everyone is welcome. So go sign up. Get your sign up so that we go on our list, and I can send you emails so you can come and sign up officially for the new one. Which, by the way, everyone comes in as a free member. You are community. That's what we're building. Because without community, this whole process goes nowhere. What are we gonna do, guys? How are we gonna make it work if it's just you? Y'all get that? And people are out here helping one another. Now, if you're gonna come and try to take and keep taking and keep moving on without giving to someone else, don't worry, that process will die. It'll die off real quick because, like I said, God's mission is blessed. You mess around if you want. I say F around and find out.
Yes, indeed.
I don't cuss like that no more, but F around and find out. I ain't here to be in your neighbor, in your energy.
And there ain't gonna be anyone here doing it. It'll be you doing it to yourself, which is the scary part.
Thank you.
Which is reality. It happens to you all the time.
It is. And no one is doing anything to you. We want you to understand that you have every opportunity and power to save yourself. Now, you're just missing some information.
I want to, just jump in here real quick. And I want to say, she spoke about all these companies that when the government decides to go after critical minerals, which we started part of this conversation with, they're going to go to the source. You yourself are not the source per se, but the New York State Stock Exchange, where you guys have those supposed gold ETFs, silver ETFs, and you think you possess something, when you really only have a purchaser, that's going to get paid back in cash. And when they start,
you mean the same cash that's in trouble?
That's in trouble. When they start grabbing the precious metals and critical minerals and calling it a military asset, a state asset, do you realize when you get that dollar, it's not going to be worth anything to you? And you're going to be trying to figure out, how do I get my gold back? You never had it. You had a price action listed on a chart that you were taking advantage of.
Okay. With that, I want to also let you know that some people, look, like I said, you want some variety when it comes to gift. You're going to get the physical gold. We talked about it. My sister sent me something and I was like, oh, I've seen that. That's the same company that said it's a jewelry company that's supposed to be old couple. They're going out, they're selling everything because it's time to retire, blah, blah, blah. That company's been going out of business for the last 2 years. If you got that text, that company, and I've also did the research, their quality is not good. People have complained big time about getting poor quality sent to them in the so-called final whatever. That's why when Taylor Ken, when they say, I'm sorry, not Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Kenny mentioned you have to be careful who you do business with. You got to have someone. It matters who you do business with, where you buy it, what you buy, who you buy from, because you have to have a community. Y'all need to come to the precious metals class because the precious metals class is going to explain how gold, how it's qualified, pricing, tracking, where to buy, what to buy, reputations that you're looking for, quality of the gold, values of the gold, the type of gold that you do what and what with, what silver's value is, how silver. A lot of people are remember the beginning of the year. Anybody go back to the beginning of the year go to P2G, go to early video just before the new year. We put out some information about silver. Yeah. And people were like, oh my God, I'm getting it. It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. Y'all were actually trying to trade. If you were trading, then you were getting caught up in the frenzy. If you are actually acquiring the physical asset, that's a long-term game. You are not playing. So you were looking at the wrong news, going, but Miss Ruby told me, and then it went down and all. I'm like, go get some more. What's wrong with you? It's a discount on a physical asset that has tradability. Guys, you can buy land with silver. You can buy a car with silver and not owe a dime. You could borrow against your silver and gold, buy the car, and go get the gold and silver back.
Yep.
Guys, ladies, what are you, crazy? So when you come and you talk to me about, Ms. Ruby, you said
you just lack knowledge.
You lack the long-term knowledge because you thought this show was the class. You thought this show was the actual step-by-step how to do it. We told you what to do. Now in class, we do it with you. I put my money where my mouth is. How about you? Because I don't put my heart into my cash. I put my mind into my finances. And I teach you to do the same. You get rid of the emotional space and you'll have prosperity. You will not get prosperity from your emotions. That is where you'll see it dwindle. There's some things when people tell me, y'all know it's the funniest thing. We actually have songs we've been creating. We have a whole radio station to change your mindset. P2G Radio, I love it. It comes open in September. I've been creating music so that we can start reprogramming ourselves instead of letting the world program us.
What you listen to is very important as well as what you read.
All of these things, and it's so weird because the reason that came to mind is a song came to mind that we recently wrote that teaches this process. And it's in many different genres. So it doesn't matter where you come from, what you know. The music will speak to you, your prosperity. Let me explain something to y'all. Until you can use the tools of the day, you are dwindling in yesterday. Let me say that again. Until you can use the tools of today, you are dwindling in yesterday. And y'all all feel that. Don't lie to me. I'm sorry, because you can't lie to me. You can lie to yourself. But I already know waking up in the morning, got to go back to work, feeling the pressure, got to figure out that bill's about to come. Oh my God. That's because you never decided to get control of that part of your life. You just think, I got to make as much money so I can pay these bills. Who made those bills? Who made the bill without a way out to start with? You just figured you pick it up, you figure it out. Some of y'all even thought your job was solid. And y'all killing yourselves going to work extra hours. But that's even eating itself because you got higher taxes.
Yep.
Would you like to get off that belt? That's a little treadmill. It ain't going nowhere. That's not the road. That's the treadmill. Y'all still taking the same steps, hoping that you're going to move forward on a plastic band.
They can only stretch so far.
And when that breaks, even once, what happens to your whole life? Y'all know where we're talking about. This that conversation y'all may not want to have or you may not be having, but you need it to. You need someone to share with you that you can get off the treadmill, that the world will change and you can change with it and be prosperous in it. You can program yourself. You don't have to get lost in your tech. You don't have to get lost in these things. You can use them. You can turn this into a physical ATM. And we're not joking because we have a program for that. Your phone should be your foundation of salvation. Y'all know in China, they've been paperless since 2017, 2016. Paperless. They don't even have cards. It's paper and plastic. They don't have plastic.
WeChat and Alipay.
They use WeChat and Alipay, and it pays for everything. Homeless people have a phone. Somebody can boop and donate money to a homeless person on the street.
Can't do that here yet.
Sweetie, the powers that be have been watching the world, and they're trying to turn you into a place you've never seen before. It's time to pay attention to what the rest of the world looks like.
Do you guys really want to understand how you actually appear when you look at, how you appear when you look at your bottom line? You really have an understanding of what it is.
Well, look, I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but I got things to do today. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do, though, we're going to invite you to come in and be here in the space. Okay, so no. First things first. Our first one coming up is going to be this Sunday. If you guys, Saturday, sorry about that. It's Sunday. Saturday. You get this, we switched the day over. These Sundays went to Saturdays. We are no longer meeting on Sundays. Only paid programs are on Sundays. That's when we get to the nitty gritty to set our week up so we are making money every week. So I don't have time. Anybody got time for that? Got it? We got that time because time creates finance. Wasted time reduces finance. We don't waste time. We give our time a value. We raise our value through time. And I'm excited. Thank you. So this is called no lazy money. And we immediately put our money to work on Sundays. But on Saturdays, we have a get together to find out the rules, to sit down and talk about how to shift our lives into something that belongs to us, that's manageable by us. You start becoming clear to the reality. This is like a matrix conversation, red pill, blue pill. The only thing is, no matter what you learn, there's no going back anyway. Once you understand the basis of the rules of the land that you stand on, you can then better maneuver and walk through it, correct?
That's true.
I hope y'all get that, because right now is all there is. Right now.
Now.
So that day, Saturdays are from 7 to 8. It's only 1 hour. Do not come in late. I let folks know I'm not giving away. I tell you right now, it ain't free. You got to give your time and your focus. Right up top, if you see it, take a picture of this. The QR code is at the bottom, but if you take a picture, more so the ID and the code is Islam, ISLAM, ISLAM. Hop on. That's happening this Saturday at 7 p.m. For real, no matter what. It happens every Saturday at 7 p.m. I need you guys to realize something. Your life will only change when you start doing something about it. When you learn ways to change it and make the changes. And it's not a lot. It doesn't take long. It's not a lot to do. It starts now, and you'll be amazed because the results are short-lived. They're short to come. It's weird when you start changing direction that you're going to see a whole new horizon. Just change the direction you're looking at. You'll see a whole new view you never saw was there before.
Mm-hmm.
So show up on Saturday at 7 p.m. You want the link, you can get it on p2gnetworks.com. It's the same flyer. Click it. Click the link below it. It is a free Zoom link. Go to the site, click it, sign up, and put it on your calendar. I'm tired of seeing signups that never show up. You can't run your life if you can't run your schedule. Y'all get that? I'm telling for everybody who said, Miss Ruby, I signed up.
That's nice.
If you didn't show up in the room, then that's a lack of personal management, and this lifestyle ain't for you. The I own me lifestyle is not for the ones that don't know how to put it on the calendar and stick to your calendar. That's the first thing you learn in wealth building. You have to learn time management to manage the minimum, which is your time.
Mm-hmm.
If I coach folks, and I got a lot of people. Oh, I need you. I do this on that day and this on that day. Well, until you make time for what's really important to you, exactly. That's what you got. You got that instead of this, and I'm not changing my schedule because you can't get it together. Y'all get that? My schedules are not, they're not concurrent to your desire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do schedules on y'all. I give you what my available days are, and if you don't take it, sorry.
We have paid classes that are one-on-one.
Oh no. Those are all paid. I tell you right now, those are all paid.
Yeah, those are one-on-one.
Everything works the same way. Paid and unpaid. You get one opportunity. You can take it or lose it. It's okay. But I want to let you guys know it's not just me. My goal is to get y'all exposed to the people in the network. I'm looking forward to inviting our the guy who does our trust funds. He does our trust fund education. Y'all watched Wednesday, y'all would have seen his program.
Ken Harris.
I'm looking to get him into just to do a presentation in one of our Wednesday nights. That's the one. So this is the one we're talking about. Wednesday nights. You come to see what the two possible futures are. Now, I got folks that I want y'all to meet. I got different folks I'm bringing over to educate, to start dropping them. You got to start dropping them pearls so y'all start getting on the right step. You get where I'm coming from? We get the community in the room and they get what comes to the room. And my thing is always to bless others.
That's it. Never leave them empty-handed.
You get where I'm coming from? Last week we did technology. Someone needed help with building on their Zoom stuff. Tech is part of this. D.F.L is digital financial literacy. What part of digital people don't understand? I don't get. It's not about the money. It's about this tech, the new part of the new future we're walking into together. Some of y'all are not ready. Most of y'all are not ready. You want to get ready? Wednesday night. QR code. Y'all see that? This is okay, so let me get it straight because I want to make sure that they get to see everything. All right. So I'm going to pull a banner down. I want y'all to take that one. If you don't get the right QR code, I got to fix this flyer. But if you don't get the right QR code on the website, p2gnetworks.com, same thing. The link is there for the Wednesday night. Come in on the Wednesday at 8 p.m. and you get to come in and learn what we're learning at the time. You get to ask any questions. So if that's something that's a little off, no problem. This week we're going to be talking about how that money is moving. What's happening in the crypto world? What's happening with the gold and silver? How do you go from cash, crypto to gold and silver and get some land? Woo!
It's going to be powerful. I can't even.
Told you. Last week, so nobody showed up for what Wednesday was. Last Wednesday was scheduled to be what I promised you all. And I keep my promises if y'all show up. Just so it happened the person needed something that was different than what was subject. I told you. If you did the first steps from last Monday's video on Wednesday, Wednesday night, we would do just that. We would go over your budget and show you where your money is.
And I had my $5 on the table ready to go.
There is no $5. I was going to show you where you're actually bleeding money if you would have followed the one simple thing. You were supposed to write down 1 month of expenditures, everything, and bring that. That would have been your first step. Don't worry, we're doing that again next Wednesday.
Ooh.
I don't play games. I leave no food on any table. And I show you how not to have to do that too. Some of y'all are leaving benefits behind you don't know you have. Some of y'all are leaving money on the table, paying more than you should. I know that in New York right now, y'all got streamers that y'all shouldn't have. Pulling up money when you could get those streamers for like $23 from one company just because you already used them. Ain't that something? What you going to come in the room and find out? How much money you going to put back in your pocket? And then what you going to do with it? Let's go. So with that, our next class is Sunday. This is our Sunday, Money Making Sunday, because that's all we do. We take our small amounts and we actually go in and we put them into, like, every week is a different process. It's to build up. Right now we in double dipping on profit making. But right now I also re-roll everything back to the first week and the second week. So we review everything. This week we double dipping, but you get to come back from the beginning and see how to do every step going forward. By the time we're finished, you're going to have a system.
Crystal clear.
Your money going to be running on a system. But you got to click the button, pay for the class. And by the way, the class is $100. You can do the payment plan and it breaks it down. You pay the payment plan, the platform gets paid, show up to class, and move real money. Come to class with the money ready to go. We help you set up the wallets, the accounts, and everything for you. P2G does not, let me just clarify something. This is also on the website. Go sign up. The link for this is set up. I am not playing with y'all. I want to be very clear because people make assumptions. Please stop assuming that any of this stuff is us setting you up on our platforms. We don't sell anything. We market a couple of things, resources. One is at cost metals, because that is one of the most reputable places to get it. They go through a few things in customer service. I got to say that. They're a little slow in my opinion in that, but they get it. I've never been without what I came for. I'm loving at cost metals. I use that also because, like I said, I teach the metals class. I will teach you sources to get to buy from. Only after we research them. Only after you find use for that.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Everything is
because that's the class.
Keeps, like you said, educate before you purchase a single thing.
Thank you. You will not elevate without education. So get over yourself and take care of your business. And now, I'm gonna cause like I cut it short. Look at our timing.
Oh yes,
we doing. All right. I love you guys. The more time comes when you come to where we're at. We love you. This is great. But we invite you to come in. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, Miss Maria. God bless.
Oh,
we got, look, everywhere. They're everywhere.
All I'm going to say to you is don't buy anything before you figure out where
it's time for us to find out what to get, where to get for what we got.
Yep.
It's time to start working with what you got and making it worth something. I don't care where you're from. You could be from any Spanish-speaking lady and French, Spanish, German, whatever. I'm learning different languages right now.
Yep.
I'm even learning Chinese and Japanese.
And you're learning the border chess.
You understand? I'm also learning chess, which is amazing. I love it.
I can't wait till we play.
I'm out here winning. I love it. Anyway, I want you guys to really get that we got to do more now. We got to do more than just talk. You got me? It's time. Focus. Learn.
Yes, but concrete.
Execute. You have to focus, learn, and execute. And that's how we teach you to what?
Build,
acquire,
protect.
Build, protect. That is the P2G way. It's what we do all day. It's how we teach. We are never going to give you anything you cannot eat from. We love you, and y'all have a wonderful day.
Oh, this was awesome.
Someone asked, just to throw this out there, if you're interested in our AI creation class, come on, hop on. This weekend, because it's going to be a rainy weekend, I'm going to do P2G Radio. Come and hang out with us. I will be posting it up. Again, P2G Radio will be on P2G Networks TV, YouTube. We'll be running live all of the songs that we've created, including some of the jingles we created for some businesses. New skills lead to new finances. So don't sleep on it. We got that class coming too.
And we have a hot DJ. Her name is DJ Ruby coming to the streets.
DJ Ruby T, apparently. Well, peace, and we love you guys. Do what you do and do it well. Know that we love you and you got family. If anybody didn't tell you that, you heard it today, and it's sincere. I love you with the love of God. Peace and love.
Ooh, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.